So as I said you here, if else if, right? So if else if, in which scenario you use when you want to use if else part. Okay, when you want to use if else part in such a way, like if marks is greater than 90, then it will be grade A. Else if marks is greater than 80, then it will be grade B. And you wanted to add a else part also there. Now there might be a question coming in your mind that, sir, I can use if condition also that you have shown me. Yeah, you can use if condition also, that if condition, if it is greater than 90, then it will be distinction. If it is greater than 80, then it will be A, B, C. But you tell me, like, will you able to add else part in that? No, right? Else part you will not be able to add it in that part. That's the reason we use if else if. If else if means what? You will going to add a if part, else if you are going to check another condition, else if you are going to check another condition, and you are going to run the else part then. Okay, you are going to run the else part then. Okay, if any of the condition doesn't match, at least you will have something to print, right? If any of the condition doesn't match, then he will be the fail and grade is equal to F. But this similar thing you can do it in a if condition, but there else part won't be there. Just have to write if marks is greater than 60, then this. If marks is greater than 70, then this. Write like that, and you will going to print it. So here at the end of this, I've added this system out print grade is equal to this. So if any of the conditions satisfy, it will going to print a grade. You can write this similar system out print inside every parenthesis. So both are same. Either you can write down inside this as a grade D, or you can write down at the end of the all the statement of else if and else part. So let's see one example. Now suppose if I given you one condition. So this is a combination of do while loop and if condition. Now you see that this is your programs class. This is your main function which is responsible for execution of program. Your program execution start from main. Just like in a C language you might have studied, execution of programs start from main, right? So integer num is equal to 0. You suppose you initialize a variable num is equal to 0. Now here inside the do condition, sorry, inside the do while loop, in this do while loop, what you will going to do? You will going to check if num is less than 50, condition here true, right? 0 is less than 50, yeah, condition true. And if you remember, I told you AND operator, OR operator, right? OR operator, this is for OR operator, two pipe operator. If you don't remember, just go to that Oracle website, logical operator, or the lectures that I've explained in the logical operator. It is already there in the YouTube. You can watch it there. This is OR operator. And OR operator, what does they say? If any one of the condition is true, then you are going to print the statement. Similarly, in place of this, we write this also, which means AND operator. AND operator says if both condition true, then only I will come inside and I will going to print this. Now here 0 is less than 50 and 0 is less than 60. Both condition are true. So you will come inside here. You will going to print the current value of 0. You will going to increment the value of num, that is 1, and you are going to check is 1 is less than 100, is 1 is, sorry, greater than 100. Now this is the condition false here, right? You can see here, is 1 is greater than 100? No, right? but still it will going to print the current value of num at least one time. Let me run and show you. So you can see here, even after my condition is false, I am able to print the value of num at least one time. Now if I change this num to greater than to the less than equal to, it will going to print the value of num from 1 to 100, or sorry, it will going to print the value of num, I think less than 60, because based on this condition it will going to print if num is less than 50 or num is less than 60. So let's see that. So you see here, it's able to print till 60. As I said you, how it works, num is less than 50, so current value of num is 0. You will come inside, is 0 is less than 50, true. 0 less than 60, true. You will come inside, you will going to print 0 here. Okay, now you are going to increment it. Now what is the current value of num? 1. Now you are going to check the condition, is 1 is less than 100, condition true. So you will come inside, you are going to check here. Now is 1 is less than 50, current true. Now here the value of num is equal to 1. I'm adding a comment, so when I will going to upload this code in a GitHub, it will be easy to you. 1 is less than 50, condition true. 1 is less than 60, condition true. You will come inside, you will going to print 1 now. Now you are going to increment the value of num, that is it will become 2 now. You are going to check, is 2 is less than 100, condition true. Then again flow will come here. Sorry, after 2 it will become 3, right? So you're going to check, is 3 is okay, now 2 only. We start from 0. Yeah, 2. Then you're going to come, 2 is less than 50, correct. 2 is less than 60, correct. You are going to print 2 here. Then you're going to increment 3 here. You are going to check here, is 3 is less than 100, condition true. You will come inside, you're going to check. So like this it works. Here to you how this do while work. In case if the condition of do while become false, even then it will going to print at least once a time your statement. What about nested if? Nested if is a statement which means if condition inside another if condition. Nested means what? Here the if condition inside another if condition. For example, you initialize num is equal to 99. Is num is less than 100? Correct, true. You will going to print num value 100. Is num is greater than 90? True. You will going to print that. So this is your outer if condition. Inside the curly brace of outer if, you will have an inner if condition. That is called nested if condition. So this is called nested if condition. Nested if means there is a if condition, there is a if condition in, inside another if condition. Now hope hope you understand this. What is nested if condition? So nested if means there is a if condition inside another if condition. So this is called nested if. You can use this in a situation where you want to check that, for example, how this banking program works. If your OTP meets, suppose you enter the OTP, if your OTP is equal to this number and your password is correct, then you will get an access. So like this, if condition can be works. For example, if the enter OTP is correct and your password is correct, then I will going to give you an access to the account. Otherwise, I won't give you. So in that case, you can use such kind of code, nested if condition. So I hope it is clear to you what is a nested if condition and for loop. So suppose for loop you want to run, right? I have explained you for loop in a Oracle document in another way, but there is a new for loop syntax that is added in a Java from the Java 8 onwards, like this. Suppose you have an array. Uh, I hope you remember, you aware about this array, but if you don't remember, not an issue. Array is one data structure in Java or any programming language that is used to hold homogeneous data, set of a homogeneous data. Till now we have seen, if you remember, that we are saving only one value in the variable, right? Now, for example, here we are holding only one value in the variable. But what if you wanted to save a set of a value in any variable? How you are going to do that? You are going to do with the help of this array. So this is the name of my array variable, and it is going to hold this 10 value at a time. So array is a data structure which is used to hold multiple value. Now, how this for loop works? In the for loop, I will going to write integer and any temporary variable you will going to create colon the variable that you wanted to print. The syntax you can see here. This item is your temporary variable, and this item temporary variable will going to initialize based on the content of this variable array, and it will going to run how many times based on the number of element in an array. So this is one more way of for loop that is added in a Java 8. Java 8 onward, they decided, if you are done work in Python programming, you might be aware about this syntax. So this kind of syntax is used in Python also. Anyone having any question? Okay. So here, how I'm writing, I created one temporary variable colon this variable I pass. So what does it mean? That this temporary variable will going to initialize all the element of this array, and it will going to run how many times based on the number of element of this. So this system out print will going to run how many times? See how many element we have in array, 10 times. So this loop will going to run 10 times, and this item variable will going to initialize with the content of this array 10 times. So let's run this. So you can see here it is printing value in an array item value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 till 9, right? So like this it works. So this is another way of using for loop. Similar for loop, how you can write it? You can write the for loop that I've explained you. You can write this also. Integer I equal to 0, I is less than equal to 10, the number of element I plus plus, whichever you are comfortable, you can write. I feel this one is easy for me, so I use that one, but you can write anything there. Yeah, correct. Yeah, correct, Dhruv. You can write array dot length also. Both are correct. Array dot length will going to run till the length of an array. And you wanted to comment any line. So which shortcut you are going to press? Control Shift and a forward slash. So when you're going to select that line, I repeat once again, when you wanted to comment any set of the line, first select that and press Control plus Shift plus forward slash. So it is going to become a comment. Now you just run this. So you are getting the same operation, same option. Okay, 1 minute. Yeah, array that for integer I is equal okay, here I need to take array dot length only, and based on that I have to print content of an array. So when I wanted to print content of array, I will going to write array I here, and here let me take. So same output you are getting as previous. So I hope it is clear to you what is for looping condition. I will going to explain you this branching statement that we are left, break, continue, switch in my next session tomorrow, and we're going to see some more Java programming stuff this week. So if you have any question, you can ask me. If anyone having any question.